Is this proof of alien life? Shock as mysterious UFO hovers above California Navy base. Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. A new set of photographs has sent the online community, the UFO research community, into sort of a frenzy here after these, unbelievable if real, photographs appear to show a flying saucer type craft, almost looks diamond shaped, floating above what looks like a desert area with a helicopter hovering close by. The 5 images taken in the California desert have been described as, quote, the most controversial UFO photos on record. The man, known only by the pseudonym Keith Bradshaw, has released the images in a bid to discover the truth about aliens. According to the report, he took the snaps near the Naval Air Weapons Station China Lake in 2007, but has been too nervous to show anyone until now. Mr. Bradshaw apparently sneaked out to the desert after an old friend working on the Navy base told him about the mysterious craft. He claims he heard a helicopter as he approached the base before seeing the silver UFO with a number of military vehicles parked nearby. It's said that the guy took off his shirt to blend in with his surroundings and spent around 10 minutes watching the, quote, flying saucer. Mr. Bradshaw said, quote, this thing would wobble along close to the ground, very unstable. Then it would freeze in position, go up to a certain height, and sit there for a few minutes perfectly still. It made no noise that I could hear. I don't believe anyone could be riding on the inside, but I got the idea the helicopter was somehow remotely controlling it. It looked like whoever was controlling it was having fun with it, sometimes because they would do little tricks with it. So he sent the images to be analyzed by some of the world's top UFO experts who are quite divided over their authenticity. British UFO researcher Philip Mantle said, quote, this could turn out to be the most controversial UFO photo cases on record. The photo analysts contacted cannot come to an agreement about these photographs. Are they fake or genuine? Who knows? Jason Gleaves, an ex-RAF and BAE Airbus division employee based in the UK, said he believes they could be genuine. But he added, quote, with technology of today and software, you can't be 100% sure of image authenticity, no matter how good it looks. Dr. Bruce Maccabee, an ex-US Navy physicist, said, quote, that is not enough evidence to prove either way that the object was not an unusually shaped drone operating under control of the persons in the helicopter. Tobias Lindgren of Sweden's Aviation Authority added, quote, I'm not sure the military is so stupid to fly in an open space a flying saucer if they want to keep it secret, but I still have no idea what the object could be. Alright, so here's my take on it. First, and as one man earlier said, without good video, it's really just too hard to tell whether these are legitimate or not. Because these things can and have been faked in the past. Now, does that mean that these are? No, it doesn't. It just means we don't have enough info. And while I do understand that these were captured, allegedly, back in 2007, which obviously the phones back then were much more primitive, many of them didn't have video recording capabilities, and the ones that did took really crappy videos. And so that may be the reason why he didn't take any video. But still, you have to wonder, if this was some sort of secret drone test, can we honestly say that some random guy would be able to just sneak up and take photos, but then have the ability to leave the site and then later smuggle the images out? On the other hand, again playing devil's advocate and that these images are legit, did the people at the base conducting this flying test of the object actually want and mean for the photos to be taken and smuggled out? Is this some sort of disinformation campaign? Or maybe just some other reason that they would want these photos out there to make us think one thing versus another? I just don't know. But very interesting story. Of course, if there's any new info, and there usually isn't on a lot of these cases, unfortunately, but that is the nature of a topic that is shrouded in so much secrecy. Now, in other news, I have discovered something very strange sticking out of a crater on planet Mars. Well, a couple strange things actually. But the main object in question was brought to my attention after a viewer who was scouring the Martian surface using Google Mars, which is a software tool that you can utilize through your own web browser, get an up-close personal look at Mars through satellite images taken with probes. And so as he was looking across the surface, he noticed something sitting in a crater that almost immediately stuck out to him as having a very familiar shape, well known in the UFO research field, and that of course is the elusive triangle, infamous for its connection to the TR Black Manta or TR-3B, which at least on Earth is said to be another highly advanced, secretive test craft that to this day the government denies exists, but that has been seen a countless amount of times. China, Mexico, all over the world virtually, and again is said to be powered using anti-gravity technology taken from an actual alien spacecraft. And as we're zoomed out, many of you will probably already be able to see it. It sticks out like a sore thumb. I've got it circled here, and as we zoom in, there's pretty much no doubt left, in my mind at least, that there is something of a almost perfect triangular-shaped nature, albeit maybe a little dented up, a little warped, but it doesn't look like it belongs, we'll just say that. And from the looks of it, it looks to be a little, partially buried. Whatever it is, I'm not saying it's a craft. I'm not saying, well, I can't say what exactly it is. But what I can say is when I see these shapes, whether it be squares or triangles or hexagons, on other planets that, according to NASA and according to all the space agencies, they're completely desolate, without life, never had life on them. When you start seeing shapes like this, things that look artificial, things that look like possibly ancient relics scattered amongst the surface, and we found these things all over Mars, mind you, as well as our own moon, and other planets and moons throughout the solar system. And I think there's definitely a history here in our solar system that we are not being told, but you can kind of unravel that mystery and history through these surface discoveries. And so the viewer who found this was kind of looking around in the area when he discovered something else just a ways down in another crater, something he called what looked like a raised dome or domed structure. And so we'll look at that now. So we'll zoom back out and just go up and to the left just a little ways. And as we zoom in, you'll start to see this sort of raised domed structure. You can see the sunlight reflecting off of the top left, which is exactly where the sun is. The sun is off to the top left, so the sun's in the right place, meaning that this object is raised, and we can actually see some shadowing behind it down on the bottom of the crater as well. And as I'm looking at this, and you guys will no doubt notice as well, we can see a strange surface texture. We can see these sort of wavy lines wrapping around it from one side to the other. And so that struck me as strange. When you find one artificial looking object, you can maybe chalk it up to, is this legit? Is this actually artificial, or is this just a freak occurrence of nature? It's not beyond the realm of possibility. But when you find another object in the same general area, that again looks out of place. And if you've been following my channel and have watched my past videos on the moon and on Mars, you'll know that domes and dome-shaped structures on these planets and moons have been a topic of discussion for years now. We have found these domes on multiple planets and moons. They've been discussed by some very high-level researchers, former government whistleblowers, and it's said that these domes are actually providing cover for existing bases, so that there's actually a breathable atmosphere. And heck, even NASA and our own space agencies, in their talks of getting us to the moon and establishing bases, have drawn up their plans, again using the exact same thing, domes. glass domes or, domes using some sort of very thick see-through material, whether that be glass or metal, that would allow us to build cities or bases that provide oxygen, allow us to breathe, and be kept from the harsh environment of space. So could that be what we're seeing here? Sort of camouflaged among this crater field? Or is this possibly an ancient relic that could have been sitting on the Martian surface for millions of years, collecting dust? And likewise, could that be the same with this triangular object, again, collecting layers and layers of dirt over thousands or millions of years, to the point where it's very hard to see them, but not impossible. So you can head over and check them out for yourselves. Very interesting in my opinion. You guys tell me what you think. And lastly today, real quick before we go, I just have something just totally epic to show you guys. That's right, Secure Team is now getting into the skateboarding business. Not really, in fact, but a viewer who did paint this, it's an oil painting, sent this in. He emailed me a couple of days ago. Took him about 16 hours from start to finish to make this beautiful ode to Secure Team. He was actually just doing it as a regular art piece. This guy is a well-known artist out of South Carolina. And, of course, I inquired into how I could get my hands on it, told him to name his price, and of course, with my luck, he replied back and said that it had already been sold. So much to my chagrin, I will not be getting my hands on this beautiful piece, but I immediately then put on my negotiating hat, and after some discussion, the artist has agreed to paint me my very own Secure Team skateboard, and is happy to do it. So when that day comes, I will post a video and show you the finished piece. He's really excited to do it. The guy is a master at what he does, we'll just put it that way. So, big thanks to him and to all of my awesome fans out there who send me stuff like this and who are the source of inspiration for why I continue this channel and the work I'm doing. So, thank you all again. I appreciate it. Be sure to stay tuned. Follow me on Twitter for updates as to when new videos are coming, and I will see you all back in just a bit. Stay safe, guys.